Hello all. Today we are going to looking at the poem The Unknown Citizen by W.H.Auden. This poem humorously explains the how modern society defines a person through their data and records and raising a questions about whole individuality and identity in this modern world. Before going into the lines, let's first learn a bit about a poet. So, W.H. Auden, the poet who wrote The Unknown Citizen, was an important writer in the 20th century. And he was born in England in 1907 and later he became an American. His writing almost covers the topics like politics, morality, love, and life. Auden is known for his cleverness and deep thinking, and he often pointed out the problems in a society in a way that make us think that actually happens in the real life society and in real modern society. So likewise, this poem also takes us into the deeper thoughts. Let's see the poem lines. Here is the poem lines. The poem talks about the unknown citizen, so a nameless citizen. So in this poem, the unknown citizen is like Ambi from the movie Onion. So Ambi is a man who follows every rule. He doesn't break any laws, always obeys the traffic signals and make sure everything is done perfectly in the right way. So if someone doesn't follow the rules, Ambi will point out it and try to fix it. So that's how in the same way our unknown citizen in this poem is a man who follows all the rules of society. He works hard, pays taxes, and does everything his government asks and doesn't make any trouble to the society. So for the society, just he is perfect because he does actually exactly what's expected of him, just like how people think Ambi is perfect because he follows all the rules. But here is the one thing, just like our Ambi, the man who sometimes forgets to think about his own happiness, forget about his own individuality because he always focused on the rules that was made by our government. So likewise, our unknown citizen also never asked a question if he is happy or free. Actually the society doesn't care about his own dreams and his own life, if he enjoys, whether if he enjoys it or not. So that society truly doesn't want his own desires and wishes. So that's the matter. So all that matter is that he always follow the rules. So the next 7 lines discussing about the unknown citizen is a perfect hardworking person. So in this poem, according to the poet, he worked hard for a company many years. He mentioned a company Fudge Motors Incorporated. He worked at that company until he retired, never getting fired, never causing trouble, just like someone who always follows the rules at their job. And this man was not someone who would make big changes or speak out about anything. So he was also liked by his colleagues, just like someone who gets along with everyone at work. He used to enjoying having a drink with his friends and do nothing too crazy. His life was so balanced of work and socializing. In short, this man was perfect worker, someone who does their job really without making any trouble and enjoys their life in a common and balanced way. So simply saying, he is very calm and a plain person. So next 8 lines tells about the press. The press was praised our unknown citizen because he always intended to bought some modern things, like he bought a newspaper every day following the ads and had all the modern things like a phonograph, radio, car and fridge. Sometimes he bought these things by fully paid and sometimes he paid for with the installment plan. And also poet mentions that when he got sick he recovered very quickly, and he also had full insurance, which means he was prepared for any emergencies. So these kind of things shows that he was very responsible and planned ahead. So, in short, his life matched the ideal modern style. So, he had all the things that society expects you to have, and he took care himself. He took care himself in a way what made him look like a perfect, responsible person who followed all the rules. So, this is why society saw him as a model for the of the modern man. So he always pretended like a modern man throughout all these things. From the next few lines, the poem says that public opinion researchers found that our unknown citizen had the right opinion for this time. So he always on the same page as everyone else. For example, when people wanted peace, he supported it, and when people called for war, he agreed with that too. So basically, he never disagreed with the group, no matter what. And he also got married and had a 5 children. But here is the thing. So, the 5 children was considered the perfect number by the expert during that time. Nowadays, the people might say the ideal family has 2 kids. Likewise, in that time, 5 children considered as the ideal family. So he had a 5 children according to the government rule, and his kids teacher said that he never tried to control his kids because he just let them do their thing and trusted the system. So his whole life around the system that was made by government. That means his private life was just like his public life. He was always well behaved, followed all the rules, and didn't stand out. Everything about him was normal, responsible, and nothing unusual. So he was the definition of being perfect in a very boring life and rule following way. However, the poem ends with a big question. Was he free? Was he happy? It asks if this man who followed all the rules was truly free or happy. But the poem quickly rushes off these questions, saying they don't matter because in a society where everyone is expected to fit in and follow all the rules, this is considered like a freedom and happiness, but it doesn't really count. So, according to the authorities, if anything was wrong with him, they would have known. So, now let's think about an example. Imagine a man who does everything he's supposed to do. He pays his tax on time, follow all the traffic rules and laws. He works hard at his job. He has a nice home, a family, and takes vacations. On the outside, everything seems perfect. He has no big problems and his life is look very smooth. He considered himself as a very happy person because he follows the rules and avoids the trouble. For people like him, happiness and freedom comes from having a stable and organized life where everything runs without any problems. But the poem makes us ask, is this enough for the life? Is just having a peaceful, predictable life all there is to happiness? Or is there something more like personal dreams or passions or that might be missing out on? So the poem makes us think about whether true freedom is just about not having a problems or if it's also about following what makes us truly happy. So beyond just fitting with the rules is like asking, are you really happy? Free if you just do whatever you want also expects, or do you need something more to feel truly happy? So this all questions pops up on our mind because of the poet words and because of this unknown citizen. At the end of the poem, this poem makes us think about whether having a successful life and material things really brings happiness. It asks if following rules, society rules, give us true freedom and joy. So, this is a big absurd question asked by our poet W.H. Auden through his beautiful poem. Here is a quick tip. Life is not just about following the rules and regulations or always playing it as safe like a game. So whether you follow the rules or break a few, make sure you are living in your own story and follow what your heart desires. So stay always curious, be kind, and always